So we'll move further. We have to start from Stefano's speech. So good afternoon, everyone. And let's start. The last we did was that they are, we are aware of this fact that they are heavily drunk and whatever they are talking is not making sense at all, right? So they are talking nonsense. Stefano, moon calf, speak once in thy life, if thou beest a good moon calf. Now, so Caliban was not saying anything, right? The discussion and the talks were going on between Stefano and Trinculo, and Caliban was quiet. After consuming that drink, a good quantity of that drink, he was quiet. So Stefano says that moon calf means foolish person, right? So moon calf, speak once in thy life. At least speak once in your life, moon calf, say something. If thou beest a good moon calf. If you are a good monster, if you are a good foolish monster, then please say something, right? I want to hear your voice. Say something. Utter something from your mouth. Caliban. Now, so Caliban starts speaking and Caliban starts talking. He says, how does thy honor? Let me lick thy shoe. I'll not serve him. He's not valiant. So him is for Trinculo, right? So Caliban is very much impressed with Stefano and he doesn't like Trinculo. So he says, how does thy honor? Means, how are you, my honorable sir? How are you? Right? He asks Stefano, let me lick thy shoe. I am ready to lick your shoe. I am ready to be your slave, right? So I am here, your slave at your service. I am ready to serve you. I'll not serve him. But then he points to Trinculo and he says that, and I'm not going to serve him. I don't like him. He's not valiant. Why? Because he is not valiant. He is not as brave as you are. You are a very brave person. I want to serve you. I want to be your slave. But this person, I don't like him. And so I will not serve him. He is a coward. He is not as brave as you are. Valiant means brave. He is not as brave as you are. So I am not going to serve him. Trinculo, thou liest, most ignorant master. I am in case to justle a constable. So he says that you are telling a lie, you most ignorant monster. You don't know anything. You dumb monster. Whatever you are saying is a lie. It's not the truth. I am brave. I am not a coward. I am in case to justle a constable. So my condition at this present moment is that I can even fight a policeman. Constable here means a policeman. I am in a condition to fight a policeman also. Why, thou debauched fish? Thou, was there ever a man, a coward, that hath drunk so much sack as I today? So he says, you are a debauched fish. Debauched fish means you are talking like a drunken fish. You monster, you stupid monster. What are you talking of? Is a man who is drunk to the extent like I am at the present moment? Is there any man on this earth who has consumed so much alcohol? A coward. See, what happens when you consume alcohol, you become very excited. And then you are brave enough to enter into all sorts of fights, right? All these drunkards, what do? They do just go on entering into quarrels and fights. So that is what Trinculo says, that how can you say this about me? How dare you call me a coward at this moment when I am drunk? My condition is I am so excited that I can even jostle a constable. I am ready to take a fight with the constable also because I am so drunk. And a person who is drunk is not a coward. So much sack as I today. So much sack as I today means so much wine as I have consumed today. So I am definitely not a coward because my state is such that I can enter into a conflict with anyone, enter into a fight with anyone. Wilt thou tell a monstrous lie, being but half a fish and half a monster? Just because you are half a fish and half a monster, so you are standing here and telling a monstrous lie. Monstrous means something which is very huge and very shocking, right? How dare you utter such a lie? It was such a monstrous lie. Monstrous means very big, right? Something which is very big and sharp. So just because of the fact that you are a half a fish and you are half a monster and half a fish, you can speak anything about me. That is not done. Caliban, lo, how he mocks me. Wilt thou let him, my lord? So Caliban complains about Trinculo to Stephano, and he says, look, take a note, sir. My master, Stephano, please take a note of him. Look, see the way he is talking to me. Mocks me. Mocks me means see the way he is jeering at me. See the way he is making fun of me. Just look at him. Wilt thou let him, my lord? Will you allow him to do so? I am your loyal slave, your loyal servant. Will you allow any person to humiliate, to disgrace your servant? Trinculo, Lord, quoth he, that a monster should be such a natural. So Trinculo finds this funny. What does Trinculo find funny? That Caliban addresses Stephano as a lord, right? He's giving so much honor. He is addressing him as some royal person. So this is something very funny for Trinculo. He says, Lord, quoth he. Just look at him. He's calling Stephano a lord. He's such a natural. Such a natural mean he's such a stupid and such a foolish creature. He's addressing Stephano as lord. This is rather funny that a monster should be such a natural. Means it's really strange that a monster can be such a fool, can be such an idiot that he's calling Stephano. Who was Stephano? Stephano was butler, right? So he's addressing Stephano as a lord. So he finds this very funny. Caliban, lo again, bite him to death, I pray thee. So he says, just look at him again. Again, he's making fun of me. Please bite him to death. I request you, please do it. See, again he mocked at me. Stephano. Now, Stephano also has started thinking of himself to be the king of the island and to be a great person. And so he says, Trinculo, keep a good tongue in thy head. If you prove a mutiner, the next tree. So he says, Trinculo, I'm telling you, I'm warning you, keep a good tongue inside your mouth. Means speak politely. To keep a good tongue means to be polite, to be civil in your language. So he says, I'm telling you again, just be civil in your language. Mind the way you talk properly. And if you prove a mutiner, if you just prove to be a rebel, if you try to go against my instructions, if you don't follow whatever I ask you to, the next tree means you will be hanged in the next tree we come across. The next tree I'll find, I will just hang you there if you try to revolt against me. The poor monster is my subject and he shall not suffer indignity. This poor monster is my subject, right? I am his king, he is my subject, and so I will not allow anyone to humiliate him, right? This is something to insult him, to humiliate him. This is something which I am not going to allow anyone to do. So you are not supposed to do that. You better be polite. Stephano, marry will I, kneel and repeat it. I will stand and so shall Trinculo. Sorry, I missed one line. Caliban, I thank my noble lord. Wilt thou be pleased to hearken once again to the suit I made to thee? So now Caliban says that, thank you, my noble lord, my great lord. I am very grateful to you that you saved me from this foolish creature that is Trinculo. So I'm grateful to you for it. Will thou pleased to hearken? Hearken means listen. Means, will it make you happy to listen once more to the suit I made to thee, to the petition I made to thee, to the request which I made to thee? Will you like to hear it once again? Do you want me to repeat it once again, the request which I made to you earlier? Should I repeat it? Stephano, Mary, will I? Kneel and repeat it. I will stand and so shall Trinculo. He says, yes, I swear by Mary Villa means I swear by Virgin Mary that you please repeat it. Again, repeat your request. Now he has actually started believing himself to be a king or the Lord, right? And Caliban his subject. And so he says, Mary will I. So I swear by Virgin Mary, yes, you Repeat your request. Kneel, get down on your knees and repeat once more. I will stand in social Trinculo. And I and Trinculo are going to stand and listen to your petition, means whatever request you have to make. Both of us will listen to it. Enter Ariel invisible. What happens by this time? Ariel enters. Invisible to all three of them. So Ariel enters. Now Ariel is there and obviously he'll do some mischief. Caliban. As I told thee before, and so Caliban starts telling his story, means the request, right? Problem which he is facing, and he wants a solution for his problem. So his problem he speaks out. He says, "As I told thee before, as sir, I have told you earlier, I am a subject to a tyrant. That I, at the present moment, I am in service of a tyrant, means someone who is very cruel, who tortures me. I am serving such a person, a sorcerer, and he is a magician, right? He is a wicked, evil magician whom I am serving at the present moment. That by his cunning hath cheated me of the island. And he, what has he done? That sorcerer, what has he done? He has taken away this island. He has snatched away this island from me using his magic, using his magical power, which he possesses, and he has just taken this island away from me using his skill, robbed this island from me. About whom is he talking? He is talking about Prospero. Ariel in Trinculo's wife. Thou liest. And now because Ariel was there to do some mischief, so Ariel, what does he do? He speaks in Trinculo's voice, thou liest, right? Not any other voice. He uses Trinculo's voice, and in Trinculo's voice, he says, thou liest, means you are telling a lie. Caliban, thou liest, thou jesting monkey, thou. So Caliban is annoyed, because what does Caliban think? He thinks that Trinculo has said that Trinculo has uttered these words, thou liest. Trinculo is saying that you are lying. But in reality, it was not Trinculo who said that. It was Ariel who said that, because Ariel was invisible to all of them. So Caliban thought that Trinculo said that he was lying. So Caliban, he got annoyed and he said, thou liest, thou jesting monkey, you mocking monkey, I am not telling a lie, you are lying. Thou, you are lying. I would my valiant master would destroy thee. I do not lie. I really wish, I have a very strong desire that my brave master, who is Stefano, he should kill you. He should destroy you. This is my wish. I do not lie. I never tell lies. Right? My gallant, my brave, my valiant master should destroy you. That is my wish. Stefano, Trinculo, if you trouble him anymore in the tail, by this hand I will supplant some of your teeth. Now, because Stefano was considering himself to be their superior, so he says, he has to interrupt, and he interrupted and he said, Trinculo, now this is the final warning to you. If you again trouble this poor fellow who is Caliban in his tale, while he is narrating his tale, if you interrupt him again, I will supplant some of your teeth. Means I will just punch on your face and some of your teeth will be displaced, right? So this supplant means displace some of your teeth, means you will be knocked out. Trinculo, why I said nothing? Now Trinculo is in a state of shock because he actually didn't say anything. He fails to understand why everyone is annoyed, right? Why everyone is reacting in such a way. He said, why do you want me to punch on my face and to punch on my face? Why are you saying all this? I didn't utter a single word. I was standing here very quietly. So Stefano says, mum then and no more. So it's okay, fine. Now you are supposed to keep mum. Keep quiet. You're not supposed to say anything and no more, because I'm not going to take any of your words. So be quiet. No more of it. To Caliban. And then Stefano says to Caliban, proceed. Yes, Caliban, you proceed with your tale. Speak ahead, whatever you were talking of. Caliban. So Caliban moves further in his story and he says, I say by sorcery he got this eye. So He was talking about Prospero, and he says, I was telling you that by sorcery, by his magic, he got this isle. Isle means island. He took away this island from me. He robbed this island from me. If thy greatness will revenge it on him, for I know thou darest, but this thing dare not. So he says, and now my request is, the petition which I have to make is that your greatness, I request your lordship to revenge it on him, to please take revenge for me by punishing Prospero. This is my request to you. For I know thou darest. Why? Because I am very confident that you are very courageous, you are very brave and valiant, you have the courage to do it. But this thing they are not. But this thing, again, this thing is a reference to Trinculo. He says, but this thing, this fellow who is standing here, he doesn't have the courage. He is a coward. I know of it. But you are such a brave and courageous person, and I'm very sure that you will be able to take my revenge. You will be able to punish that tyrant, means Prospero. So please do it. Stefano, that's most certain. So he says, yes, yes, it's very true. Whatever you said is very true. I am very brave, and he is a coward. Caliban, thou shalt be lord of it, and I'll serve thee. So he says that if you're able to do it, if you're able to destroy Prospero, if you're able to kill Prospero and punish him, then what will happen? Then you'll be the lord of this island, and I will serve thee, and I will be your most humble servant. Right? I'll be your slave for the rest of the life, and you will be the king of this island. Stefan, how now shall this be compassed? Can't thou bring me to the party? So he says, yes, that is fine. Everything you said is okay, but just tell me, how is this to be done? Means, what is the plan? How do you want me to go about it? Right? Canst thou bring me to the party? Can you just meet me? Make arrangements for me to meet the man. The party here is Prospero. Means, how should I go about it? Fine, I am ready to take your revenge. I am ready to punish that fellow about whom you are talking. But how is it to be done? Please take me to the party. That is, take me to the man who has tortured you. Caliban, yeah, my lord. I'll yield him thee asleep, where thou mayest knock a nail into his head. So Caliban says, yes, sure, my lord. I will take you to him when he is asleep, when Prospero is fast asleep. At that time, I will take you to him. Right? And then what you can do at that time, you can knock a nail into his head. You can drive a nail into his head and kill him. Ariel, thou liest. Thou canst not. So Ariel again says this in Trinculo's voice. He says, no, you are telling a lie. You can't do that. You don't have the guts to do it. You won't be able to do it. You are telling a lie. So this is what Ariel says. You won't be able to do it. So Caliban says, what a pied ninny is this? What a pied means something which is multicolored, right? Having more than one color and many colors. So he says, just look at him. What a colored, multicolored clown he is. Fool he is. The scurvy patch. I do beseech thy greatness. Give him blows. So he says he's like a scurvy patch. Scurvy patch means he's like a wretched clown. Wretched fool he is. I do beseech thy greatness. I request thy greatness. I request your lordship, give him blows. Please give him a beating. He needs a beating. And take his bottle from him. And please, as a punishment, snatch his bottle of wine also from him. He should not be given any further wine. When that's gone, he shall drink not but brine. And once he loses his bottle, once his bottle is snatched away from him, then nothing will be left for him to drink, and he will have to drink brine. Brine means salt water, that is sea water here, right? So then he will be left with no option except to consume sea water. For I'll not show him where the quick freshes are. Why? Because I hate this fellow, and I'm definitely not going to show him where are the places of fresh water, from where you can get fresh water. So I will not show him the freshes, quick freshes, that is the fresh water, and he will be forced to drink seawater. Stefano, Trinculo, run into no further danger. Interrupt the monster one word further, and by this hand I'll turn my mercy out of the door and make a stockfish of thee. So Stefano scolds Trinculo and he says, Trinculo, run into no further danger. Trinculo, you have already landed yourself in great trouble. So this is the last and the final warning to you, that please don't invite further danger for yourself. Interrupt the monster one word further. You again interrupt the monster one word further, and by this hand, then you will, by this hand, I am swearing that by this hand, I'll turn my mercy out of the door. Then I'm swearing by this hand, I'm taking an oath by this hand that the next thing which I'll do is I will throw all my mercy out of all my kindness out of the window, out of the window, out of the door. Out of the doors here means out of my heart, means I will keep aside all my mercy and kindness and make a stockfish of thee, and you will be beaten like a stockfish. Now, what is a stockfish? The stockfish is a salted fish, and what happens when you, before boiling that fish, it is beaten very badly, right? So you will be beaten like a stockfish if you again interrupt this monster even by a word. So you keep quiet. Trinculo, why? What did I? So Trinculo is completely unaware and oblivious of all these things, and he says, what did I do? Why are you shouting at me? Why are you scolding me? I did nothing. I absolutely did nothing. I'll go further off. Now, if you don't want me to stand here, if you have problem with me being here, I will go and stand there. Right? I'll move aside. So I'll move away from this place. Stefano, didst thou not say he lied? So now Stefano is annoyed and he says, didn't you say that he lied? Just now you uttered these words and now you are backing off. Ariel in Trinculo's voice, thou liest. So Ariel again says those words in Trinculo's voice. He says, you are lying. Stefano, do I so? Now you are telling me that I lied. You're telling me that I am a liar. I am lying. Take thou that. And then he just punches him on the face. And now this is your reward because you said that I'm lying. I'm a liar. Now take this. And then he strikes Trinculo, gives him a tight punch. As you like this, give me the lie another time. So, and if you liked your reward, I've given you your reward. And if you really liked it, repeat whatever you said a while ago. Repeat your statement that I'm a liar again, and I will give you one more. So Trinculo says, I did not give the lie. Out of your wits, and hearing too, a plague of the bottle. This can sack and drinking do. A murrain on your monster, and the devil take your fingers. So, because he got a punch, so obviously he'll be irritated, right? Angry, and so he says, Trinculo says, I did not give a lie. I didn't lie. I didn't utter a single word. I didn't lie. Out of your wits. You are completely out of your senses. You have lost your senses. You have gone crazy to talk so. And hearing too. And forget about your senses. You have lost your hearing also. Your power of hearing also is gone because you are hearing words which are actually not being uttered. Strange things you are hearing, and so you have lost your hearing also. A plague of the boulder. May curse fall upon this bottle. He says that why is all this happening? Because you are drunk. You're heavily drunk, and so you are like not able to listen to anything properly. Your mind is not functioning properly. You have gone crazy. This can sack and drinking, and this can sack and drinking means this is the result of this drink, this wine which you have consumed. A murrain on you, master. Murrain means may plague fall upon you, monster. He's cursing Caliban. And the devil take your finger. And may the devil come and cut your fingers. Take away your fingers. Caliban, ha ha ha. But Caliban enjoyed this, right? When Trinculo was punched, he was very happy. And so he says, ha ha ha. Stefano, now forward with your tale. to Trinculo, pray thee, stand further off. So Trinculo asks Caliban to move ahead with his tale, move ahead with his story. Yes, you go on, move further with proceed with your story. And then to Trinculo, he says, pray thee, stand further off. And I request you to please go at a distance, move at a distance from this place and stand there quietly. Caliban, beat him enough after a little while. I'll beat him too. So Caliban is very happy. He says, after some time, you beat him again. And I will also beat him. Right? Stefano, stand further. So he says to Trinculo, yes, you move further. And then to Caliban, come proceed. Yes, come, proceed with your tale. Caliban, why, as I told thee, 'tis a custom with him in the afternoon to sleep. So he's talking about Prospero. He says that as I have informed you earlier, as I have told you earlier, that it is a custom. It is his habit. Here, custom means habit. It is his habit that he sleeps in the afternoon. He takes a nap in the afternoon. There thou mayest brain him, having first seized his book. And what you can do at that time, you can mayest brain him. Brain him means that you can break his head. You can smash his head, having first seized his book. But before that, before breaking his head, before smashing his head, what you need to do? You need to take away his books. Which books? Magic books. That is very important. Before trying to harm him, before trying to injure him, what you have to do? You have to first take away his magic books. Or with a log, batter his skull, or punch him with a stake. So he says, or what else you can do? You can take a log and batter his skull. Batter his skull means you can hit his head with his skull with the log and break it into pieces. Batter means breaking into pieces. Or punch him with a stake. Stake means a pointed stick kind of a thing. Or what else you can do? You can just tear his belly, rip open his belly with a stake. With a pointed stick, you can open his belly. Or cut his vision with the knife. Or you can just cut his vision means you cut his windpipe. Or you can just cut his windpipe with a knife. Now this speech is important. Please mark it as important. You should learn it because here Caliban talks about several things and how he is supposed to go about his plan to murder Prospero. Right? So these are the possible things which you can do. Batter his skull, punch him with a stake, or cut his vision. Vision means windpipe with your knife. Remember first to possess his book. So he is stressing on this particular fact again and again. But before doing anything, before even thinking of harming him, first thing which you need to do is take away his books. For without them, he is but a sot. Why? Because once his books are not with him, once his books are removed, what will he be? He will just be a sot. A sot means just a blockhead, right? As I am at the present moment, as I am drunken and gone crazy at the present moment, he will also be, his mental level will also be the same once his books are taken away from him. Nor hath not one spirit to command. And then what will happen if he'll not have his books? Then he will not be able to command any spirits. Means he will not be able to call any spirits for his help. Nor hath not one spirit to command. Then he will have, then no spirits will obey his instructions. And so he will be a weak person. They all do hate him as rootedly as I. And they all means all the spirits hate him as rootedly means as deeply as I hate him. They don't want to obey him, but because they are under his control, because he's a magician, so he can control those spirits. So they are forced to obey his instructions, but in reality, all the spirits hate him as much as I do. Burn but his books. And then what are you supposed to do with his books? Just burn them. Burn his books. He has brave utensils. And then he talks about what all things Prospero has. He has brave utensils. Brave utensils means beautiful, good looking, very fine. utensils he has. For so he calls them. So see, Caliban was not aware of anything. What do you call those utensils and the names? The names were taught to him by Prospero, and so he says that he calls those things as utensils. He has some very fine-looking objects in his place, and he calls those things as utensils, the household things, which when he has a house, he will deck with all. And that most deeply to consider is the beauty of his daughter. So he says, and he says that he will decorate his house with those household things, with those utensils, once he is able to make his own house. Just how Prospero was living in a cave. So he has kept those beautiful objects, he has kept those beautiful utensils in the cave, and he says his desire is to decorate his house with those utensils once he has his own house. And then there is something else which is even more important, and that most deeply to consider is there is something else with Prospero which needs a very serious and a deep consideration, means which needs a very serious thought, which you need to pay the greatest attention to. And what is it? The beauty of his daughter. Prospero has a very beautiful daughter. He himself calls her as nonpareil. So his daughter is so beautiful that Prospero himself calls his daughter as non-pareil. Non-pareil means someone who cannot be compared, someone who is beyond comparison. Right? Someone who is supreme in something. Normally it's used for beauty. Someone who is a paragon of beauty. So he says that he himself calls his daughter as beyond comparison, as a paragon of beauty. I never saw a woman, but only Sycorax, my dame, and she. So he says that I have not seen any woman in my life except Miranda and his mother Sycorax. Right? So I have seen only two women in my life. One was my mother, that means my mother, Sycorax, and the other is Miranda. And but she as far surpasseth Sycorax, no, as greatest does least. And I'm telling you that the difference between these two women, that the difference in their beauty is the same as the difference between the greatest and the least. Right? So as greatest does least. So the same difference is there between Sycorax, between the way Sycorax looks and and the way Miranda looks. Right? The difference in their beauty is the same as the difference between being the greatest, means Miranda is the most beautiful and Sycorax was very ugly. Right? So he says, what a disgusting child he is to call his mother ugly. So, as the greatest and the least beautiful was my mother, Sycorax, and the greatest is Miranda. Stefano. Is it so, brave, alas? So now Stefano is very impressed and he says, is it the truth that she is so beautiful? Is she so beautiful? Caliban. Our Lord, she will become thy bed, I warrant, and bring thee forth some brave brood. So Caliban says, yes, my lord. I'm telling you that she will decorate your bed, means she'll be your wife, and then she will bring forth some brave brood. Brood means children, that she will produce very beautiful children for you, fine children, great children for you. Stefano, monster, I will kill this man, his daughter, and I will be king and queen. So Stefano has decided now that, okay, fine, monster. I give my consent. I agree to kill this man, that is Prospero. And after that, his daughter will become my queen, and we will rule the island like king and queen. Save our graces. Save our graces means, may God save our majesties. May God save our kingdom. Save both of us. And Trinculo and thyself shall be viceroys. And you and Trinculo, what will you do? You will become our viceroys. Dost thou like the plot, Trinculo? And then he asked Trinculo, Trinculo, did you like my plot, my plan? Or do you have anything to say which is contrary to it? Trinculo, excellent. Now Trinculo doesn't want to be punched again. Right? So he says, Yes, excellent plot. Your plan is excellent. Right? Great. Stephanum, give me thy hand. I'm sorry I beat thee. But while thou livest, keep a good tongue in thy head. So now Stephanus is feeling bad because Trinculo has always been his friend. And so he says, now come, give me your hand. So give me your hand means as a token of friendship. Come on, let's shake hands as being friends again. As a token of friendship, let's shake hands. I'm sorry I beat you. I'm really very sorry that I had to hit you, that I punched you. So I apologize for that. But while thou livest, keep a good tongue in thy head. But again, I would say that as long as you live, keep polite tongue. Try to be polite and try to be civil in your language. Caliban. Within this half hour will he be asleep. So he says that within this half hour, within the next half hour, he will be asleep. Means it will be time for Prospero to take his afternoon nap. Will thou destroy him then? So he asked that, do you plan to kill him at that time, within the next half an hour when he will be asleep? Stephanum, on my honor. Yes, yes, I will do that. And I give my word. I promise you that I will do it. Ariel, aside. This will I tell my master. Now, Ariel, because he has heard about this conspiracy, right? He heard the entire plan of Stefano, Caliban, and Trinculo, and so he says that now I need to go and inform about this to my master. I need to go and inform Prospero about their conspiracy. Ariel, aside. This will I tell my master. Caliban, thou makest me merry. I am full of pleasure. Let us be joking. Let us be joking means let us be cheerful. Let us be happy. So he says, now by saying so that you plan to kill my enemy, to plan to kill the tyrant immediately within the next half an hour. So this has made me really very happy, and I am I'm in great pleasure. I'm in a very joyful mood now. So let's be cheerful. Will you troll the catch? You taught me but while I So he says, now let's sing the catch. Catch means song. So let's sing the song which you taught me before, right? That you taught me some time ago. So let's sing that song because I am very happy and I want to express my happiness. So let's sing the song which was taught to me by you some time ago. Stefano, at thy request, monster, I will do reason, any reason. Come on, Trinculo, let us sing. So Stefano says, at your request, because you are requesting me, my dear monster, I will do anything which is reasonable, right? Which is sensible. I am ready to do anything for your sake, monster. Come on, Trinculo. Come on, Trinculo, let's sing. Let us sing the song. And then they sing the song. Floutem and scoutem and scoutem and floutem, thou is free. So mock at them, laugh at them, flock at them, because your thought is free. Your thought cannot be confined. That's not the tune. So Calvin said, no, there is some fault with the tune. This was not the tune which you taught me. Ariel plays the tune on a tabor and pipe. So Ariel comes there, and tabor is a small drum. So he says, Ariel comes there and then he starts, he is invisible. So they are only able to hear the music which is produced by Ariel. So Ariel comes there and he starts playing the tabor and the pipe. Stefano, what is the same? So then they are shocked because they are not able to see anyone, but they are able to hear the music. He says, now what is this? This is the right tune. This is the real tune because they were not singing in the correct tune, the song. So, but Ariel comes there and he starts playing the correct music of the song. So Stefano says, what is the same? This is the right music. Trinculo, this is the tune of our catch. Trinculo says, yes, this is the music of our catch. This is the music of our song. Played by the picture of nobody, and it is being played by some invisible musician, right? I cannot see anyone playing, but I can hear the music. So this is the music of our song. This is the correct music of our song, and this music is being played by some invisible creature, some invisible musician. Stefano, if thou beest a man, show thyself in thy likeness. If thou beest a devil, take as thou list. So Stefano says that if you are a man, the person who is playing the music, he's talking to that person, that if you were a man, please come in front of us in your real form, right? In your visible form, please come in front of us. And if you are a devil, then you can take any form you want, right? Because devils are capable of taking any shape. So he says that if you are a devil, then you can take any form which you want and come in front of us. But if you're a man, come in your real form, right? Oh, forgive me my sins. Now Trinculo is scared, right? This music scares Trinculo. Why? Because he's not able to see anyone, but music is being played. So Trinculo says, "Oh, forgive my sins," and so he starts praying to God. He says, "Oh God, please forgive my sins and please save me." Right? People generally do that when they are faced with danger, right? Or when there is a problem, they generally start praying to God and, "Oh Bhagavan, please forgive us," right? Forgive us our sins, please pardon our sins, and then save us. Have mercy upon us. Stefano, as that die pays all debts, I defy thee, mercy upon us. So he says, no, I'm not scared because once the last thing which anyone can face is death. And when a person dies, he already pays his debts. You cannot ask anyone for anything or any of the pending debts after the death of the person, right? So all the debts are settled after the death of a person because nothing can be done after that. So that all the debts are settled. You cannot do anything. So Stefano says, as that he that dies pays all debts. So all the debts are settled with the death of the person. So the death is the worst fate and it can overtake any man. Once the person dies, all his dues and debts are settled. So all my sins will be settled once I die. I defy thee. I am ready to defy you, right? Whoever you are, I am ready to fight you. I'm not scared of you. He says this. And the next moment, he becomes panicky and he says, mercy upon us. God, please have mercy upon us. But first he says that I defy thee. I am ready to fight you. I'm not scared of you because death is the last thing which can happen to me. And once death comes, everything is settled. All the dues will be settled as it is. And the next moment he becomes panicky. He himself is scared and he says, please mercy upon us. Oh God, please have mercy upon us and save us. Right? I think we should stop here for the day. We'll continue to.
Ma'am, please explain